Hey guys, you might notice something different about this video, and that is you can see my beautiful face. So we're going to talk about batteries today, and in particular, lithium batteries, because they're in our controllers, they're in individual pieces that we have to charge and keep track of and replace when we're on the go with our handhelds, and they're in some things that you might not even think of at first. So we're going to talk about them, and most importantly, talk about how to maintain and take care of them so they last a really long time. Let's do it. What I want to do today is talk about 3 things that we can do to help maintain our batteries, right? And so these are 3 tips that I tend to do with my lithium batteries and then devices that have these lithium batteries, and hopefully it helps you guys out as well. So let's take a look. So the first tip is going to sound pretty obvious, which is use the batteries and use the devices that the batteries are in. The one of the things that breaks down this battery chemistry the most is being stagnant and not getting used. And so it's really important, especially if you have a really big collection and things tend to be in storage for a long period of time. It's really important to pull those things out, charge them, get a little use. You're going to get to play, it's a game that you probably haven't gotten to play in a while. And that's really good. It's really good for the battery, and it's really good for your collection too. So make sure that you are not letting things sit for a long period of time. Personally, I pull things out at least once a year, give it a little charge, give it some use, and that helps keep your battery in good shape. Okay, tip number 2. If you do have to store a battery for a long period of time, the ideal thing to do is charge it halfway. The number one thing that breaks down the chemistry of the battery, a lithium battery, is being at one of the extremes, either completely charged all the way up to 100% or completely drained all the way down to 0%. So for example, if a battery is 0% charged, all of the neutrons have, or I should say electrons, have flown through the device to power it. And the ions, the positively charged particles, have moved to the cobalt side of the battery. And so at a 0% charge, they sit there long enough that they will eventually permanently bind with the cobalt. And when you reverse the cycle to recharge your battery, a portion of your battery won't recharge. So the idea of keeping it somewhere in the middle will limit this chemical process to a large degree and extend the life of your battery. And so that's why you want to have it around half charged if you're putting something away for a long period of time. The other thing that's important, like I mentioned before, is getting some use in. So if something is in storage, don't forget about it. Don't put it away in a storage locker for years, okay? Pull it out. I like to pull things out at least once a year, get a charge in it, get some use in it, and if I'm putting it away, if I know I'm putting it back away for a long period of time, making sure it's around 50%. And this will also help keep your batteries lasting a long time. Okay, so the third tip is really, what do you do with the battery once it's no good? Lithium batteries are dangerous, okay? And I'm not trying to scare anybody, but if they're abused for a long period of time, they tend to become a little bit dangerous. You may have seen some batteries that get what's called puffy. They expand, and they build pressure. And if too much pressure builds up, or if they are punctured, they can start a fire, and that's no good. So obviously that's a good reason to take care of your batteries in the first place. But it's really important to completely discharge a battery if possible, if it's becoming puffy. The other thing to do is follow the instructions that are often printed on the battery, or look up in your local municipality will have ways of turning in and recycling batteries. It's not something you want to throw in the trash because they are dangerous. So guys, I hope these little tips help you out and get a little bit more life out of your batteries and the devices that they're in. A lot of devices these days, you can't just replace the battery, and so it makes it even that much more important to really take care of the device and the battery that's in them. So if you have any other tricks that you guys do, please let me know and everyone else know in the comments below. And I also included some links about that specific battery chemistry if there's any nerds out there that are super interested. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. If you do these handful of little tricks, they're not even tricks. We're gonna wait for that fan to die down. Come on, fan. Okay, the third tip is, what is the third tip?